After months of research and a roller coaster of realizations, we embarked on a scientific journey with an open mind, exploring diverse directions. My goal was to substantiate the idea of a flat Earth using principles of physics. The question that puzzled me was, how is it possible that we all seem to perceive and measure a flat, non-rotating Earth? Yet this viewpoint lacks scientific endorsement. Conventional science asserts that we inhabit a spinning sphere in the vast expanse of space, and they offer meticulous calculations to support this notion. However, I simply yearn to employ my basic human mathematics to validate that the Earth I measure is flat, rather than curved, a truth that is equally scientific and measurable. However, we mustn't wholly trust our own eyes, for the accepted scientific viewpoint might be valid. Thus, I embarked on a quest to comprehend the scientists' perception of our Earth. It dawned on me that they are exceedingly specialized within their own domains, to the point where they struggle to communicate and collaborate across disciplines, remaining ensnared in their respective worldviews. But I digress. The assistance of artificial intelligence, I endeavored to reconstruct the entire scientific model governing our physical world. My objective was to decipher the workings of all forces, establish plausibility, and fathom the underlying proportions. Over the past year, I've delved deeply into these subjects, gaining enough knowledge to discern what I was observing, the nature of their research, and their overarching objectives. Their research appears to be a quest to unearth the precise composition of our world, its location, and they seem to be withholding this knowledge from the public, cloaking it in abstract and specialized terminology. Few understand what terms like Einstein-Bose condensate, topological solitons, or Hawking radiation truly entail, or why the presence of three heavy bodies in a flat space is problematic. These concepts are elements of their research endeavors, purportedly at the forefront of scientific inquiry. The critical questions then become, what are they investigating, and what do they intend to discover? Why do they engage in these inquiries? The answer lies in their relentless pursuit of comprehending the fundamental structure of our world and the reasons behind its current state. And as one might expect, the truth they are unearthing is markedly different from the narrative we've been told. It's tempting to assume that perhaps the specialized scientists are merely unaware of each other's fields of study and the potential for collaboration, but I am convinced that a hidden hand is at play here, steering and obfuscating the truth. Cutting-edge science appears to be devoted to uncovering precisely these sorts of enigmatic processes. I have now stumbled upon a unique puzzle piece that they may have overlooked. What science is unwilling to divulge is this: our world possesses only one pole. What we recognize as the North Pole is, in fact, the sole pole in our world. Not only that, but it serves as the central point of the entire universe. Everything we observe in the cosmos revolves around this singular pole. You might envision a vast universe with an endless expanse of galaxies, or perhaps you picture our solar system with its planets orbiting the sun. Both of these perspectives share a common truth: everything you perceive around you is your personal universe. What the scientific community is well aware of, but often hesitates to disclose, is the concept that the Earth is an enormous, square surface that neither rotates nor moves. On this vast square expanse, there exists a substantial circular area in the center, enveloped by a dome known as the firmament. Below this dome, one encounters the centrally situated pole. Encircling this central point, you will find the 7 continents. This, in essence, constitutes our Earth. However, the origins and precise location of the Earth remain subjects of inquiry. Many of us have encountered the notion of a black hole, and regardless of one's comprehension, it's widely acknowledged that objects falling into a black hole do not re-emerge. Black holes are celestial entities positioned in space. That's the extent of our collective understanding. towards the conclusion of a black hole's existence after it has absorbed an abundance of information and matter throughout its lifetime, something remarkably peculiar transpires. It initiates the process of expelling this information, accomplished through a phenomenon known as a white hole. A white hole arises from the intricate processes occurring within the dying black hole, ultimately forming a wormhole that results in the emergence of a white hole. This white hole proceeds to release all matter in concentric rings, effectively generating an entire solar system and universe as we have historically perceived it, complete with planets and stars that appear to orbit our surface. Furthermore, this concept provides an explanation for the existence of the Atlantean civilization, which is believed to have comprised multiple concentric rings of matter. These concentric rings of matter, akin to icy bands, are reminiscent of a macro-scale Alice ring. The key point to grasp is that this mirrors what occurred on a microscale when a monopole decayed, creating a process whereby another monopole passing through this Alice ring transformed inside out in its opposite polarity. This is precisely what transpired on a macro scale, and we, as inhabitants of Earth, existed on the white side of this process. The enduring interplay of these black and white holes has maintained a symbiotic and binary relationship, which has profoundly influenced our earthly existence over an extensive span of time, enabling civilizations like Atlantis to flourish and develop for millennia. In this context, there was an endeavor to manipulate the centrally located monopole, which serves as a conduit for consciousness. This attempt involved the isolation of a fragment of consciousness, resulting in the creation of a distinct universe driven by that isolated consciousness. This introduction of an entirely new magnetic field disrupted the original binary relationship, eventually causing the system to collapse. According to my hypothesis, this is precisely what transpired when the firmament field's frequency was altered due to the monopole disturbance at Atlantis. A segment of the universe became disengaged from the rest and gave rise to a mirror world. This mirror world was drawn beneath the membrane through gravity tunneling, ensnaring our consciousness in an alternative reality. In this mirror world, everything is perceived in reverse reflections, as the space-time there possesses a distinct orientation compared to the original universe. The mirror world serves as an inverted reflection of the original universe, concealed behind the membrane. Consequently, everything observed in the mirror world represents an inverse reflection of what exists in the primary universe. This phenomenon extends beyond the spatial orientation and extends to the realms of time and energy. In the mirror world, for instance, our sun appears as its inverse, a black counterpart that, in reality, functions as a white hole, absorbing energy rather than emitting it. Our perception of planetary orbits as elliptical is a distortion. In truth, they follow perfectly circular paths. Our understanding of gravity is also misconstrued. It is not a force of attraction, but rather a subtle etheric pressure resulting from the curvature of space-time. These reversals impact our consciousness as well. We find ourselves in a hypnotic, incapacitated state, unable to grasp our true essence. Our connection with our higher self, existing in the original universe, has been severed. Furthermore, we are susceptible to a myriad of illusions and manipulations that divert us from our genuine purpose. I have coined this theory as the Black Mirror Theory, BMT.